Welcome back to the Automated TV. We've got today's a brilliant broadcast today. We're going to cover a lot about today's news. We've got Meta and everything. Also, thank you for the additional subscriber today. We've got a lot of different things. We've got lots of equipment coming. We've got better broadcasts. Again, unfortunately, my equipment did not come this morning or last night. Hopefully we can get that going tomorrow and you'll see better lighting and it's just make for a better improvement. But we've got some lights over here, which is always nice. So hopefully you can see better quality and you enjoy it. I've got my Luckin coffee this morning as well, the jasmine lemon one, which is absolutely fantastic. Just to let you know, tomorrow I've got a surgery type of checkup, so I won't be able to deliver this on time in the morning for you, but nonetheless, you'll be able to see it on YouTube just the same time, just a little bit more delayed. Hopefully wish me luck on this surgery and I'll see you. But anyway, we're going to go into this broadcast. We're going to talk about it and then I'll see you tomorrow as well. Okay. First section. Let's see, Meta's AI Pendant. So now, according to the information, Mark Zuckerberg has his sights set on your neck and your nose bridge. Two secret pieces of wearable AI hardware are reportedly in the works right now. A brand new AI pendant and a fresh line of smart glasses. Now, let's see. Testing is reporting set to kick off within the next year. And you picture like a tiny always-on AI assistant. You clip to your shirt and totally forget about it. Listens to your life, it thinks, and it answers questions on the fly. It sounds basically like Meta purchased a company called Limitless last year and makes exactly this type of product. And remember, there was also another device as well. I think it projected certain things. And OpenAI was going to do something similar as well with Johnny Ive. So we heard of this concept before. And in fact, I had talked to a hardware entrepreneur in Shenzhen called Laurent Lepon, and we were talking about, in my download show, we talked about this type of always-on device being the first kind of AI assistant that would make sense. Because generally people they don't like the glasses piece, right? You're always on camera. Some people like it, some people don't. There are privacy concerns. With voice, people are willing to give it away a little bit more. So you're not as creepy if you do that type of thing. So we talked about that before. I'll put the link in the show in the description, but it sounds like basically this came true. The always-on wearables. Now, Meta also coming out with brand new hardware partners with their glasses beyond its current Ray-Ban collaboration. So let's see if we actually have an article around that as well. And here, Ray-Ban Meta 2. We had some articles, or we had a source in Tech Radar about Ray-Ban Meta 2. I've tried the Ray-Ban Meta 2. They've been absolutely fantastic. I didn't really buy it because I just didn't see a need for it. But we're going to talk about that later on as well. And there's a mysterious internal, well, there's actually even one more thing, mysterious internal project called Wearables for Work. And it's an unreleased corporate AI agent called Hatch. And it's reportedly targeting sales of casual 10 million smart glasses in just second half of 2026 alone. That's pretty good. So good. All right. I would love to kind of hear your opinion. You can really start to see kind of on the consumer end, two different AI companies where you've got Google and Meta. Apple, I used to think it was, but it's more, SME now. It's for businesses really at the end of the day. And so you've got Meta and Google. It depends on which camp. I think Google's doing a better job than Meta. Meta is still struggling around, but that would actually be my consumer AI brand of choice. And it seems like they're basically, and I'm starting to get, ideas to monetize as well with Google. So I started to see some of that as well, of kids and content. And I definitely see kind of that variant going and that piece going, which is pretty interesting. So whether you're camp or team Facebook or team Google, let us know in the comment section below. But I see kind of some of that. And I definitely see, if you want to, that will be the variant and that will be kind of the piece going forward. And look, I don't know. I don't know who will win. I think Facebook should lean in a little bit more towards that because it's not readily apparent now, but I do think it will be apparent going in the future with Instagram, with Facebook, with WhatsApp. So that's a piece I think they need to start kind of going more into. I see that's how their AI journey is related, or at least that's the variant. Maybe that explains why they did the metaverse thing, right? Because that's really where the consumers were and want to do, or at least that's where the hype is. But definitely kind of start to understand more what Facebook's strategy is. It is the consumer piece. Google is actually the small, medium businesses converting into consumer, which probably doesn't work as well. It's probably more Facebook's piece. Okay, on to the next section. Around the AI block, making sense of the debate over AI psychosis, coders are refusing to work without AI, how AI is shaking up fashion, what to expect from WWDC. Let's open that up. CNN is the latest media company to sue Perplexity. Let's go into that as well. And GitHub Copilot's new token-based billing spurs consternation amongst devs. So first of all, let's go into the coders are refusing to work. This is a TechCrunch article. Look, I mean, we've talked about this before, whether AI will take away jobs or it won't take away jobs. And I kind of said that it's a short-term, long-term thing. And now we're starting to see some of the backlash against AI, whether really AI is going to take away jobs. Probably not, right? Or it hasn't. The productivity gains has not really been there. But having said that, I think it's different for different jobs. I think for brainstorming, for copywriting, it's absolutely brilliant. For coding, absolutely brilliant. For creative tasks, absolutely brilliant. For some other tasks, maybe not so brilliant as well. But for coders, I think it is absolutely brilliant. For copywriting, it's brilliant. For writing, it's absolutely brilliant. For research, absolutely brilliant. So I can see coders actually being able to say, look, I can't work without it. It could come back to bite them, but the people that actually know how to utilize AI, 100% productivity gains. I think there's a lot of value to be gained, and I can definitely see the backlash and why they're refusing to work. I don't know if it could come back to bite them. I mean, AI is a productivity gain, really 100%. CNN is the latest media company to sue Perplexity. We've heard this before. I think New York Times has sued, Chicago Tribune has sued, the cable news network has accused, and there's an Engadget article, has accused the AI search company of massive copyright infringement. That includes wrongfully scraping its website and copying more than 17,000 pieces of its content. And it's filed this lawsuit Thursday. So good. All right. So let's see. What did Perplexity say? Perplexity came back and says, here, you can't copyright facts. Not copywriting facts, though. CNN is copywriting the content. You're scraping the content. And I think there is a whole backlash against AI now. You start to see Bernie Sanders asking for 50% of the company's, I think, revenues and giving it back to the public. There's something to be said. And then you see all those Harvard commencement speeches, graduation speeches, I believe, about most of them saying you got to learn AI, and the graduates are like, screw AI. And then I think it was Ronnie Chang that said, screw AI. And people were like, yes, screw AI. I think that's important. And I think AI did utilize our collective intelligence. We gave so much to AI. We put so much on the internet. That was the original premise of the internet. Go up and be open. Go up and open yourself. Open source. We gave a lot to the internet. Here's the thing. We gave a lot to the internet. We open up and open our lives and open our facts and open up everything to the internet and let people see it. And yes, we got something in return. We got views, we got followers, whatever it may be. But that does not mean that AI companies have the permission to take what we have and scrape it and do something with it. We're not getting attribution. We're not getting any additional benefits. And they're charging us back for that utility, for what they've gained. And I think it is fair to ask the question, look, do we get some benefit out of it? The money that you're making, some of it, if it is indeed a utility, why don't we get some revenue out of it? Because we rightfully developed that technology through our work as well. by contributing to the internet, contributing to the very basic fundamental premise of the internet. We opened up. We gave it out. And therefore, if you gain some benefit, AI company, from the internet, you should probably attribute to us and give us some of that benefit back. If Anthropic is, we're talking about Anthropic, OpenAI, world-beating IPOs, we should get some of that benefit back. I've said this in part of my sovereign AI talks and speeches, and I think that's really important. I think that's something that needs to be said. 100%. 100%. Okay, what to expect from WWDC 2026? Siri is finally going to be, so Apple's yearly developer conference runs from June 8 to 12, which is in about a week. And you can watch it on YouTube and blah, 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 usually. The biggest thing is iOS 27 may be redesigned around Siri, and it will be basically a standalone app of Siri and this is an Engadget article as well, standalone app on Apple. I don't know if this will help. They're trying to compete with ChatGPT and make it a standalone app, something that you can, have, and you can open AI or Perplexity or Siri. I don't know if this is really, really help. Okay, unless Siri is that much better or better integrated with the Apple ecosystem. I don't know if that really helps. Good attempt. We shall see. Siri's been going through a few iterations anyway, so we shall see if this really works in this one. Okay, next section. Training tools. We've got 4 tools today. We've got automated lesson planning. Teach Quill is an all-in-one administrative toolkit for educators featuring over 60 curriculum-aligned assets. It generates lesson plans, quizzes, grading rubrics, and IEP goals from basic prompts, cutting down on mandatory school paper so teachers can focus on classroom instruction. For Instant Ad Creative, adscreator.com is a visual generation engine that converts a website URL into cross-platform ad variants. For text-to-song production, Lacuna is a rapid audio synthesis engine that builds full-length tracks from text prompts or raw lyrics. And for spatial blueprinting, Proplan AI is a generative spatial layout engine that creates 2D, 2.5D, and 3D architectural models from simple geometric text descriptions. And this is kind of like a architectural building type of AI. So let us know. Try some of these tools. Let us know what you think. If you enjoy these tools, let us know in the comment section below so we can say, hey, these are the ones that we recommend. Okay, on to the next section, how to actually use AI in your spreadsheets without embarrassing yourself. We've got Microsoft Copilot in Excel with Google Gemini, in Sheets, and the ChatGPT with the file upload on Excel. So tips so you don't look silly with these: be specific, trust but verify, privacy first, and save to the cloud. Trust but verify. AI can still hallucinate formulas. So from a perspective of someone that uses AI, and I interned in an investment bank, I know how to manipulate Excel. I use Excel with a mouse, which is the litmus test for how good you are being an Excel donkey. I don't really use Excel with AI. I find I know how to do stuff. It's whether it's a formula or a type of manipulation that I'm not quite sure whether how to use it, and then I ask AI to kind of do it, or is there a way to do something like that? I'm not quite sure what the term was. That's how I use AI with Excel. What I've noticed is if you're a basic user, Excel can help. AI can help Excel, and it will, still hallucinate, and you still have to trust but verify. But definitely go ahead and play around with it. And yeah, definitely you can play around with it, and it can help. But if you're a power user, it's not 100% good. So definitely think about it. If you're a power user, skip the AI. If you're a basic user, AI can definitely help you on Excel, and that's something that I can see. But again, always trust but verify, and making sure that it does not hallucinate formulas. Okay, hopefully you enjoyed today's broadcast. Again, tomorrow I'll be slightly late because of my checkup. If anytime you have questions, let us know in the comments section below. If you like this broadcast, do share with your friends so that we can get the subscriber count up. And I will see you tomorrow.